Uh-oh. What was that? I just must have hit something in the wall and yeah, you pulled the cabinet apart. We are back out at the cottage to get the steps finished and get the kitchen cabinets that we have here in place over in the kitchen. And we're working a Saturday because we missed some days and really need to get this done so we can get back outside when the weather is warmer in this upcoming week. So you see this piece here, we jumped in and got started on getting this rest of this skirt figured out, and got to get it up there and kind of notch around a little, make it all look nice and pretty. So we need to do just a little bit more trimming on the end here. It somehow came up just a touch long, but I would much rather be in the need to trim it than coming up short. So once we have both sides of that in place, we can get the rest of the risers and treads in place. And like we mentioned last time, this gets carpeted, so nothing particularly fancy here, just 5/4 bullnose treads, and we're using OSB for the risers since nobody will ever see it. Why not reuse material? Be mindful of what we have. So we're going to get this going and see what this stretch takes to finish up, and then figure out the next stretch. So the skirt is definitely not my most favorite thing to do, but we got it all trimmed down to the correct size so that we hit our 5.5-inch baseboard up at the top and at the bottom down here, although this ends a little short, so that would, once it's painted up, will look just fine. So gotta carry on with getting the risers and the treads in place on this first stretch. So, ooh, gloopy at the end. Nice. So just like we did before, put a little adhesive. Get it nicely in place. Let's sit a touch low. Uh-oh. I'm having trouble. And what's this? This is easier said than done today. Awesome video. There we go. Alright, so once we get it, well, you guys can watch me struggle. Alright, there we go. So, trim nails. Uh-oh, shot that one out the top. Well, there we go. We'll fix that. All right. That was terrible. So for the treads here, same. Oh no. Same way, we just put the adhesive down and then nail her off. That takes care of the first stretch. So we'll come up here. Got a little base to do there. And we come to the second stretch of stairs. So shorter run, only 6 steps total. Start with taking off the temporary treads, and then get the skirts on. We're getting the skirt board started up here, and we don't do this a lot. We are rarely around for the finish work, it seems. So I don't know if I know the best way to get this done, but I thought of a decent way. So we had some extra scraps from down there where we had it in 2 pieces on each side. This is going to be 1 piece, of course, because it's a little over 6 feet. I just took that, cut our 33.7 degree angle on it, got our corresponding measurement for the base that's going to go up against it, and then essentially used it as a template to make sure it was correct by measuring up from each of those 2 treads to a common point, and it was. That's always nice. And then we just left it there and ran a 6-foot level up, made a mark. Conveniently, it planed out right matching the baseboard there. So we can just take that measurement that I also conveniently just forgot and transfer that onto our 1x that we're actually going to use. And then we can possibly just copy that whole thing for this side. It should match, but if it doesn't for some reason, we can just do that again. So should be easy peasy. We'll see. We got our first piece in, and I'm gonna pat myself on the back a little bit. We got it just right on the first shot. Sometimes taking your time and doing some good measurements pays off. Actually, not sometimes, all the time. But if we were to be wrong, I would always want to be wrong too long, because it's a heck of a lot easier to trim. One thing we are going to have to alter is I had put a 45 on this baseboard when I put it on, but now we're just gonna run that across the skirt board. So we'll just pull that off, cut a new piece. That's simple enough. Meanwhile, one of our stringers, I forgot what they were called. One of our stringers is bowed out just enough that we can't get the 1x to slide behind it. So we're going to see if we can just wedge it out a little bit and then maybe get a screw in it to hold it back or something. There's one way or another that will work out, but in the meantime we can get this side anchored, and well, actually I'll probably pull it out and we can use this. Well, no, we can't use it as a template because it's further than that. Sorry for the stream of consciousness here. We'll get this figured out. Alright, sometimes it's a little easier just to become destructor and take pieces apart. So
I'm gonna put a screw.
That'll work, yeah. Once you put a screw in it, it'll hold, and we can just replace that piece. Okay, well, it's not a perfect world. If only it was, that would be a lot easier. Careful, you're gonna end up pushing it.
I gotta pull it out further.
Okay. Well, we can at least get the 1x in now. So, continuing up, and I prefer to cut. Turn the safety on. Safety first. There we go. I prefer to cut these just a touch shy, and then that gives a little space. Gives a little bit of adjustment just in case one stringer is maybe just slightly off or something, who knows. Then you can adjust without having to go back to cut. So for the 5 risers here, we cut them as a group and just popping these on, then we get the treads. Well, Dave suggested that we just use these as forms and make concrete stairs. That seems like a lot of work. Youpie. Last tread. Right in. Nice. Well, it's gonna be great. Stuck the whole plunger out and everything.
I took pencil down.
The hammer.
You're gonna be editing.
You still recording?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez.
Well,
That's fine. It's fine. It's reality. These nails have been giving us trouble the whole time. It's like the head is slightly too large. The weird thing is they're dual nails. That finishes up the stairs. Can take a walk up. And so to make the rise and the run work, we ended up with 7 1/4 inch rise on the first stretch and only a 7-inch rise here. And then we get an 11.5-inch step. So pretty comfortable. Looks good. And a quick look around at the previous work up here. So except for carpet and the bathroom finishes, second floor is pretty much good to go. Oh, and we got to cap this. But that is for next week. Back on a Monday morning, and maybe not the most exciting thing to do on a Monday morning, but we got cabinets. So we've been doing a little bit of measuring and leveling here, and we marked out some lines to try to figure out this floor. And this to the left here is the high point, and then it goes down to the right, and it's fairly consistent to the right of the window. Not perfect, but it goes down about 1.75 inches total. That's not insubstantial, and there's 2 ways you can work on that. You can try to trim cabinets, or you can level them up with a variety of shim pieces. We're going to go the route of raising it overall. We thought about maybe doing a little bit of both, and it would I can't figure out how to get it nice and still keep things looking good with that much of a difference. So it'd be nice if we had like individual leveling feet on each of these cabinets. This house is not that fancy. So what we're going to do is, as usual, get the upper cabinets in place. So start in that corner, and then it goes a little ways each direction. That's pretty simple. We just go to our level line. What we're going to end up doing is install these bases almost like upper cabinets. We're going to raise them to our level line that we got marked out there. We're going to screw the back into the walls, and then we're going to shim after. That'll be easier than trying to figure out each individual component. And we do have some gaps here. There's a stove below where that wire sticks out for the hood. There is a dishwasher. So there'll be some individual sections. It'll all work out pretty well. So I say that. We're going to find out soon enough. Getting ready to set the first corner cabinet here, and we were working on finding the studs, and we weren't exactly sure which outlet boxes lined up. had to go consult some pictures. We were trying to use a magnet to find some screw heads, but this little magnet we have on this little screwdriver wasn't doing much for us. Shame we don't have a rare earth magnet here, but we eventually were able to get it figured out. So got some marks made. Over here is going to be interesting because it goes against the chimney with just drywall, plaster, and brick. I don't know if we're going to need to maybe get some Tapcons or what, but for now we got some GRK cabinet screws. They'll hold great into the studs. So put the first one up here and see how it goes. Oh, wow. You can tell it's a Monday.
Yeah, especially how high we're not having yet.
I know, but there's nothing good to
Zip my
hold this with.
Zip my face.
In your face.
That's why I wanted that board there.
That's just about right. We gotta go up slightly. Ooh.
Thanks. I'm on the line.
Yeah, but when we push it back up, it's fine. It's also, pieces don't line up. Let's just go down to start with. How would we ever? We could climb it there, but I'd rather just hold it. Okay. Screws do not stay oriented very well. What was that? You had it.
What was that? You slipped?
Slid right out of my hand. Slippery clothes. Hold on, you gotta stop pushing so I can feed it through.
Well, I didn't know if you had enough wire. Still gotta pull more.
Yeah, it's caught up.
It's tangled. Twisted and painted.
No, stop, go back.
What?
Go back to you. I'm back to you. You're on the front of the next cabinet.
That against, there it is. You're still up further than that cabinet. We're touching the wall here at the bottom.
Yeah.
We're gonna shim this cabinet out. That bottom of that cabin's
We'll figure it out.
needs to line your top up where it needs to go.
I'm gonna get a screw started.
Barely in on that one. What was that?
I just must have hit something in the wall and yeah, I pulled the cabinet apart.
Holy cow, what is it?
I don't know what the heck would do that.
There it goes.
The side's apart. We're gonna have to take this thing down.
We're gonna bring it back down?
Yeah. What the heck did I hit in the wall?
Plumbing?
I bet there was any
Cover?
plates up there.
The screws.
I'll be damned.
What?
There's a drywall screw right there. Nailed it, dead on. Well, as you saw there, we had a little problem. I went to put this screw in and nailed a drywall screw as dead on as you can possibly do. And because these cabinets are not the highest grade in the world, it just tore the stinking thing apart. Because the back of the cabinet rode up the threads. And that was already anchored, wasn't able to move because of this cabinet. So we can put it back together, but there's a staple inside holding us up, so we'll see what that actually takes. None of the components are broken, they just came apart. So maybe not an ideal situation here, but we got it all cleaned up, clamped back apart. We had to use some brad nails to reconnect the face to the side, but they give you a little patch repair kit for things like this, and you can tell a lot more on the spots that haven't been filled than the spots that have, so that'll pretty well blend it away. And we put the brads behind the door, so all in all, could be a lot worse than this. It's basically a crayon.
Wax crayon.
Most crayons are wax, I think.
I don't know.
Isn't that how it works?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm no
This
expert
could
on.
be made out of glue.
I'm no expert on the crayon business. I don't even know my colors.
Well, Homer stuck a crayon up his nose. He knows more about it than anybody.
Yeah, and he didn't like it when he took it out. Had to stick it back up there. Sometimes it is a better life being dumb and ignorant. Doors are back on. Can't even tell it happened, which was pretty much the goal. So whether the doors are open or closed, they hide the repair.
Hey, can't go through the hole. That's where it's supposed to be. Mine's up.
Working on it. it's working. Oh, it's adorable looking at. Despite our troubles, the upper cabinets are finished, and there's really not many of them in this case. So, time to get started on the base cabinets, and we need to work out of the corner here to get everything aligned properly. So, we got the corner cabinet pretty much leveled up. It's going to need some slight adjustment from here, but you can see how far it is off. The toe kick will cover that. Just kind of is what it is. Old house joys. We're going to get this one screwed in back here, and then we need to pivot it down slightly. You can see on our line it's just a touch high right there, so we'll make that adjustment, but it's good back here. And then it needs to go down slightly at the corner here. Once that is set, we got another 12-inch cabinet, I think. Then we got a stove. Then we got maybe another 12-inch cabinet. That seems right. Dishwasher, sink base, and then 2 cabinets on a peninsula. So as we work through the base cabinets, everyone is different on the level, but it's been working out all right with just various forms of shimming. Now we're to the peninsula, and of course we would need to join the cabinets regardless, but we're doing it first thing in this case because that will allow us to level that basically as just one unit, and it comes off the wall just a little bit. That'll allow us to figure that out easier, and we got a spacer to make the corner work with the doors. So we actually only have one other set of base cabinets that need to be joined because it splits up for the dishwasher and stove. So once we get this last section leveled, that takes care of the hard part. Then we just need to do the trim out on it with the back panel that's over there against the wall and the toe kick that will cover up our varying shimming there. And then there's a little trim piece for the end there, and I guess for this little end as well. It is tight to the wall, but a little trim never hurts. So this, of course, is the reason why you need the end panel. And then the only open question is, we'll have some unlevelness there. We'll ask the owner how exactly they want to deal with that. Should we run baseboard around the back and around the side there? That may be a good option for that. We could scribe it a little bit, make that work, but we got a little bit of time to figure that out.
Got screwed.
Oh no. And of course, you also have to connect the rear in this case, and our baseboard trim is a perfect spacer block in there. While Dave was finishing up the cabinets in the kitchen, came up here to the stairs and finished off the last little task. Oh, there's a couple nails to set, so not quite finished. But just about there, we needed to cap the half wall here. So we just used the baseboard because it's got that eased edge. So we'll need just a touch up sand right there. And same thing right here. So carpet, I think it's measured for tomorrow. So won't be too long. And this will all be wrapped up. This turned out to be a really nice day after all the cold weather that we've had. Got the doors and windows open, warmed up in here nicely. So pushing sunset a little bit to get things done. We don't want to come back for like 15 minutes to finish things up, but all of the cabinets are in place. Still need the miscellaneous stuff like the back, but all of the uppers, all of the bases, all of the leveling is finished, so the granite guys can come by and get their template for the whatever granite selection it is. I'm sure it'll look nice. Then once that's in place, just need appliances, an electric finish, and a little bit of plumbing, and got a kitchen that's ready to go. along with the stairs and all the other trim, except random miscellaneous pieces here and there. But we'll be back for that when we come back to take care of the steps on the back porch. And now that it's warming up, the concrete guys will be able to get out here later this week. Once things dry up, the frost is pushing out of the ground, and since it's frozen lower, water's just sitting on top. But a couple days of sun and temperatures like this, that won't be a problem anymore. So, gonna wrap things up now. Thanks for rebuilding with us as always. Hopefully you enjoyed what you saw. We enjoyed bringing it to you. If you haven't already done so, we'd really appreciate a like and a subscription. Definitely helps us out. And again, thanks for watching, and we will see you guys on the next video.